This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Hayabusa. Save 10% off plus free shipping with code JANNUTS at HayabusAFight.com. Host Papa. Save 15% off hosting with code MMA Nuts. Ticket Network. Save 5% off $100 plus with code MMA POD5. Namecheap. Save 10% off domains and transfers with code MMA 2016. DefenseSoap.com. Serious soap for serious athletes. Save 15% off with code MMA Nuts. Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 275.
275!
My name is Ingo Weigold.
Matt Griffith, MMA show by MMA fans, for MMA fans. We're walking the line between serious and ridiculous. What's going on?
You know.
A little this, a little that.
Yeah, you know, doing my thing. You're doing your thing.
Your ass is bad for your health.
That's right.
Or so they say.
You know, I feel like winter is here, no longer coming. It's here. It's fucking freezing outside.
It's a balmy 7 degrees. Is that a problem?
Well, it is. I feel like it's so crazy because last year I remember around this time it was like minus 20, but like not the wind chill, but actually minus 20. And then with the wind chill it was like minus 50. How do we tolerate that? Because right now I'm going outside and I'm going, fuck, it's cold. And it's like 30 degrees colder a year ago. So how do we?
I don't know, start doing your Wim Hof breathing method, man.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. I tell you, I tolerate the cold like it's nobody's business right now. Doing my breathing.
Well, was it Tim Ferriss's.
Yes.
I was going to say Ferris Bueller. Tim Ferriss's buddy almost died doing that shit because he was doing that combined with like shallow water, like swimming or something. I didn't realize this was a thing. Like I guess in the swimming circles, shallow water drownings are common.
Oh yeah.
Like it happens apparently. You know?
Pussies!
Yeah. Do you like black out and you die because you swim? I don't know. Fucked up. But he was doing a breathing or something and he blacked out and like was floating.
See?
He went to the hospital for a few days. Like he was unconscious for 20 minutes.
You'd be all right.
Or dead for 20 minutes. I don't know.
It'll all work out.
One of the two.
You don't want to live forever.
Sprinkle a little crack on it.
Go out doing something you love, right?
Yeah.
Drown in 3 feet of water.
That's crazy.
Like your bathtub.
So yeah, yeah, you know, I don't know. So I'm kind of like in a holiday, like, hangover, if that's a good analogy. Like, the stress of the holidays I hate, yet now that there's no stress of the holidays, it's kind of like, as Matt is just like fucking, he's drinking. He's like, fuck it. He's like, I don't know. This is like the old days. Remember those days?
Fucking get a drink on tonight, all right?
Whatever.
It's a fucking epic show. We gotta start this shit off in this year right.
If you go back like 2-3 years, we used to just drink on the show. Like sometimes we would pre-drink and then we would be drunk when we started, and then it was like we're still drinking. And by the time the show's near the end, like no one's making sense.
No.
Just slurring our words.
I don't know. Maybe we need to do that again.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But I don't know what's going to get said. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to spice it up a little bit.
Yes.
I have a couple more drinks than normal.
It'd be good. Okay.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
He's making it happen over there.
Get the caveman coffees.
Yes. So shall we talk a little news before we get, by the way, this is the 2015 awards show.
Yeah.
We should mention that. And we'll get into that in a moment. But there has been some news this week.
There's been so much news.
We weren't going to cover the news because it was like, we got things to do, but then I was like, fuck, there's a lot going on. So let me talk to you real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me break it down for you.
Break it down.
My big thing of the week, the thing that I'm like, what the fuck? Dana White has abs? Did you see this shit? The Looking for a Fight premiere, right, is on YouTube now, and apparently you said this was on Fight Pass as well, right?
Yeah.
They got this show out, which is better than any show that the UFC's produced like in the last 3 or 4 years.
Sure.
Fuck The Ultimate Fighter. They should do this show. Like, this is the show.
Constantly. It's a winning combination.
It's awesome. Nick the Tooth, Dana White, fucking Matt Serra, just being silly and crazy. And who knew Nick the Tooth was like so weird and disgusting? And then Sarah's like, I mean.
Yeah, didn't that fucker owe us a podcast too, by the way?
Who?
The Tooth.
Yes, he did. Fuck you, Nick the Tooth. He's all like, yeah, we'll get back to you. Now we know why, because he's got bigger fish to fry. He's like on the Dana White show. But, yeah, it's good. Definitely check it out.
Yes.
I was just amazed because it's all over there. There's a bunch of Romos going around in the underground of like Dana with abs. And at first I thought that was like a joke. And I'm like, no, that's really, he's really got abs.
No, well, take it. You're rich. You can access the kind of drugs that you need to access.
Yes.
HGH, TRT, probably
cocaine,
more of the HGH.
Crack, you know.
Yeah, fuck, whatever.
Whatever you need. Smoke a little meth, you know. Lay off the weed because it's gonna make you eat.
Yeah.
But no, Dana's like always like strikes me as I thought he would be pudgy under there, but like he's just really built. Like his body's just
he's solid. When we met him, he was solid.
And it's a good show. They go and try to find like up and coming fighters, and I like it.
Yeah, and then Matt Serra's almost always getting into a fight with someone because he's so jacked up on the juice.
Oh yeah,
every show. They've had two, but he's almost always coming to blows with someone.
Yeah, he was talking to some guy like about who don't come on my. This is like my moment of fame. Like get the fuck out of my shot. Like go away.
That's what Dana was saying. At least with Matt Serra, you know where you stand. There's no bullshit.
No. He'll tell you.
He's a straight shooter. You gotta appreciate that.
Yeah, crazy guys. So that's a good show. What else is going on, man?
So the UFC fined 3 people for Reebok Outfit Policy Violations. Nate Diaz was one, of
course,
and then Donald Cerrone, because I think he had cut his shorts and put a patch that was significant to his grandma, and he said the amount of the fine was, think of a big number and then double it. Double it. Nice. That's how big it was.
Perfect.
And he said he's going to continue doing it again and again and again. Why is there no compromise? Why is it always just fuck you, you're a dog, you're a subservient, whatever?
It's the Eastern way. Like, you got to constantly beat the people down. Let them know that they're nothing, right? You don't mean anything. You work for me.
I guess.
You are my slave.
That chick can only work for so long.
Maybe.
And then Gina Carano tweeted out a picture of Dana with the saying, "It puts the Reebok on its skin or else it gets the hose again."
Perfect.
I was like, nice. That's totally what it is.
He was wearing Reebok during that show, by the way, too. Like the whole fucking
Was he?
time. Yeah.
Not the Nike?
No, the Reebok the whole time, pretty much.
Right.
Fuck, they sold out, man. Fucking Reebok.
And they sold out cheap. You should have held out for hundreds and hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Because look at what they pay a basketball player. Some of these basketball players are getting more money than this whole fucking deal is over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
It's the UFC, though. Fuck it. And Reebok's apparently pretty happy.
Yeah, for what, though? I mean, do you want all the press and nobody buying your shit?
Yeah, did we talk about this last week? I know you sent me that article about the reach and exposure. Yeah. Did we ever mention that?
We didn't talk about that.
No. So there was some weird article you mentioned, you sent to me where I was like amazed at as like how this reach of their brand kind of extends like so far into, you know, a fighter or whatever putting that out there and wearing it. And then who knew, like on fight week, like there's all these rules, and now we know. I mean, I had no idea. I feel like, oh, whatever, you wear the shit, whatever.
Yeah.
No, but there's like literally, there must be like clauses and you know, like appendices and addendums and like all kinds of like perpetuity
small print.
Oh yeah.
Like Willy Wonka at a chocolate factory. I can't even see what I'm signing.
You get nothing.
Just sign it.
Good day, sir.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I haven't seen that in a long time.
The first one, not the second one.
No, not the Johnny Depp,
Yeah,
like weird.
that's horse shit.
I'm on like acid.
The fucking Oompa Loompas were not legit. They have to be midgets and they have to be orange, not one guy duplicated CGI'd. That's horse shit.
Fuck the CGI.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what else.
Well, there was that, and then let me see what else we got.
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey. Yes, thank you. As if she doesn't have enough limelight, but yes, the nips. You can get into that in a minute. I will start with the clean stuff, and she is slated to host Saturday Night Live January 23rd, which is surprising to me in 2 ways. Number one, who knew that she was going to be able to host a show such as Saturday Night Live? Is she actually funny?
She's a comedic genius, apparently.
I don't know if she's actually funny. Number two, is Saturday Night Live still a thing?
I don't know, I guess.
I mean, I watched it in college and high school, and I was like, oh, this is cool. But, I mean, is it cool now? I tried to watch it a few months ago, and I was like, I don't understand any of the jokes. I'm confused.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We're in a time where if you don't swear, go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Come on.
Literally. With, like, a Sharpie or something.
Right. Like a big Sharpie.
Rectally.
In your butt.
Yes.
Which, speaking of, this is how I got there, by the way.
No.
Because I thought this was all curious, this Ronda Rousey stuff, because, you know, they announced she's going to be on Saturday Night Live, and then shortly thereafter, you have a Sports Illustrated body paint image of Ronda Rousey get leaked out.
Yes.
She has a sweet ass.
Actually,
and in that picture,
surprisingly, I was like, whoa, that's a nice ass.
It's probably photoshopped to the gills.
Could
but
be.
Okay.
Whatever.
And then all these other TMZ photos come out with this little black slit over.
Do you have the non-black slit version?
There's one I have,
Okay,
but
great.
there will be more released, I'm
Perfect.
sure.
Is it the fappening like 3.0?
Yes.
Perfect.
But isn't that weird that just gets randomly released right as the time that, oh, we're going to do Saturday Night Live?
No, not weird at all.
I
would assume she goes in knowing like my cooch is exposed, and they're like, these pics will get out eventually. You tell us when you'd like the pics to get out. You know?
Yeah.
Just let us know.
It's timing. It's all timing.
Okay.
So that's how it ties into this butt Sharpie thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think
the official term?
Yeah. So I was reading on like the Ronda Rousey pictures, and then all of a sudden someone said something about a butt Sharpie, and I clicked on it, and it's some Reddit thing. There's 20,000 fucking plus subscribers of all these women sticking Sharpies up their ass. I'm like, what am I doing?
I'm not believing this story. That's all. Like, I was shopping for dry erase boards, and then next thing you know, I'm on some porn site looking at fucking Sharpies.
No, I'm on Reddit. It's totally safe.
Yes.
I didn't know there was a whole gang of people that just stick. It's all women, and they all look decent, and they're all sticking markers in their fucking assholes.
I don't know why that is.
I don't either.
And I went deep in the rabbit hole, and I still couldn't get any answers. I'm like, why are they doing this?
I got 13. I'm working for 17.
I don't understand.
I want to be the champ.
Yeah.
Why
Hey,
are
good
they doing for them. Good for them. Why? I don't know.
I must know why, Matt. If anybody knows, please tell us.
How did this happen? A Sharpie in your ass. Take a picture and post it online.
The ridiculous thing is, this is probably very mild compared to what is actually out there.
There's so much more worse, but I didn't want to go any deeper. I'm like, okay, I got here. I can kind of understand it on some level, but anyway. So back to Ronda Rousey. It looks like she's training hard for her next fight, which is not against Holly Holm.
No, Holly Holm is supposedly fighting Miesha Tate on the same card that Conor McGregor is fighting Rafael dos Anjos. And we have a big discussion about that a couple of shows ago, right?
Yeah,
we weren't sure it was going to happen.
Somewhere around March 5th, it looks like.
Apparently. And Ariel Helwani had kind of like leaked out like some sort of tweet about a week or two ago, and Dan was like, fucking stupid idiot, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Well, maybe he does.
Yeah.
The Jew is always right.
Well, Dana gets pissed if he doesn't get the break at.
Of course. You should have just been like, fuck you, Jew.
Totally racist, son of a bitch.
Can't do that.
What was the other fight? Oh, Mark Hunt versus Frank Mir, announced for March 19th.
Okay.
I like it.
I do.
Mir has lost 5 of his last 7.
That doesn't matter.
And Hunt has won, I'll go the opposite way, 2 of his last 6. See how I spin that?
Yep.
I like Mark Hunt.
It's curious how that happened, but whatever.
I like Mark Hunt.
Yes.
Moving right along. Let's get in and out. Get some more news?
Do I?
Sure. I got a few more.
Yes. I have the NSAC will have a meeting to decide the fate of, one said, Nicholas Diaz, which I don't know if that's actually his name, but
I believe so.
Is it Nicholas?
I thought
I read that somewhere before.
Nicholas and Nathan?
Yeah. And on Tuesday, January 12th.
Nice. I'm going to guess it's going to get postponed until
Perhaps.
2017.
I recall the previous like debacle and meeting and everything else, and I still in my mind's eye think it's like it was almost like, am I watching a movie or a TV episode?
Yeah.
Like, is this real? And I feel like are they doing the same thing again?
And go, I'll plead the 5th.
Yes, that's right.
I'll plead the 5th.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle. Just send Dave Chappelle in his place to
Perfect.
plead the 5th out for him.
Brother.
But what do you think the odds are that anything gets resolved? Are we going to get a resolution?
Yes, I think we do.
Think so?
I think what happens is he gets 6 months plus time served, and he'll be fighting again in 2016.
He should. If he doesn't, it's a travesty.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing's absurd anyways, but whatever. You know, neither here nor there. Let the man smoke his weed. Fuck. If he's high and he's doing shit like he did against Anderson Silva every time, I love it. It's great entertainment. And he didn't get hurt in that fight. Actually, neither did Silva. So it's like,
right. And
no harm, no foul.
You know, and they knew Silva was on some shit, and they let him fight anyway.
Absolutely.
So what the fuck?
And Vitor Belfort and a host of other people.
Right.
Fight on.
That's what I say. So let's move right along. This is another topic. So Jeff Ellsbury sent this one to us. Gary Goodridge, he has CTE, and basically what that is, it's a degenerative disease of the brain found in people that have suffered repetitive brain trauma. It makes people have memory loss, aggression, confusion, and depression.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucked up because they showed him
CTE,
from 2012 doing an interview where he still had his shit somewhat together, and now they revisited him, and man, that's basically when you're punch drunk.
Whole different story, huh?
Yeah, and he's another guy who said, man, I wish someone would have stopped me from fighting so much, because he basically had no idea that this was a thing that could happen. And then I was doing some more research on, like, one of my favorite hockey players was Mike Peluso back in the day, Blackhawks enforcer. And I wanted to, his noodle's all fucked up. He's got some of the same things. So he's suing the NHL and one of his former teams. I looked at how many fights this guy was in. In 9 seasons, he was in 179 fights.
Whoa. That's a lot of fights.
One season alone, 35 fights.
Jesus. Okay.
Like, oh my God, when you look at that, you contrast that to an MMA fighter, and, you know, on the high end, you may have 5 or 6 fights, and probably most guys average 3, but fuck. So, someone needs to be looking out for these guys, and nobody, you know, in that case is. And I think, didn't the NFL, wasn't there a movie Concussion that just came out recently? And
yeah. But I haven't seen it yet. But yes,
I haven't seen it either.
It's what the fuck is the guy? Will Smith, isn't it? I think, right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He's the main guy, and I don't know the whole backstory, but yeah, I mean, the NFL is a weird one because I feel like they're both pro and like against like the whole thing, and both for. It's like I don't know where they stand. I'm confused.
Well, they want to keep the sport operating the way it is, so it's like they're gonna pretend like they care about it, but don't really care.
No.
It's almost like you're just meat, and you need to perform, and we're not going to take care of you afterwards.
No. I mean, at the end of the day, it's unfortunate because like athletes in general, that when you look at like where they come from, and the majority of athletes, I think, would say, unless you're talking about like golf, right, or some sport like this, tennis maybe is another one, where they come from affluent, you know.
Yeah.
Like a hockey, a football, a basketball. I mean, I don't think
hockey you need to be pretty affluent.
You think so?
The sport is so expensive.
Oh, good point. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know that, you know, in general, these people have any concept of like what's okay, what's not okay about like keeping your brain intact. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't even know that I fucking do, right? And it's like, okay, what you kind of do your best, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, now you got a guy who's come from nothing and he's making millions to do the thing that he does, right? And why is he going to stop? Like, he's making millions of dollars, like crazy money, endorsements and everything else. And it's like a fine line between like, where is it like, okay, this is taking it too far, my body's never going to recover, or I'm just going to ride it till it bucks me, man. That's it.
Well, a lot of them now are saying that it's not even worth it when they've looked at, okay, their career, how much money they made, and how they feel. And so many of them said, I wish I never played the sport in the first place.
Well, did we talk about this on the show? I don't think so. Wes Welker, you know who that is? The wide receiver who played for New England?
Yeah.
He just came back after all those concussions last year. He took some time off, and now he's back and playing again. And he seems fine with it. I'm like, dude, where is somebody in his corner saying, dude, like, fucking, are you kidding me right now? Like, you've had like 10 concussions. It's time to be like done with this. I mean, I get it. You're tough. We know. You're a great receiver.
Yeah, and that guy would get fucking lamb-blasted every time he'd catch the goddamn ball.
Crazy. But he's playing again. And he said that he's healed up and all this stuff. And, dude, it's never going to go back the way it was. If you believe that one dude that was on the Rogan podcast, I forgot the name of his doctor, but he said just takes one traumatic injury to your head can fuck up your hormones for life. Like, that's it. It's over. And these guys are doing it constantly. And then you wonder, too, just like with anything else, like, what level of fucked upness do you get used to in your own head? Because you don't even realize how fucked up you really are, because you just got used to it, right?
What was the stat? I have a stat here. It says, in September 2015, researchers with the Department of Veterans Affairs in Boston University announced that they had identified CTE in 96% of NFL players that they examined, and in 79% of all football players.
Jesus. Okay.
who's gonna step in? I mean,
Well,
at some point, it's like, fuck, man. You gotta care about the employees, your people.
you do, but unfortunately, they're producing such ridiculous numbers.
I know.
It's like,
There's a trade-off, though,
Yeah.
right? You can't just grind everybody until they're dead.
but
And that's what they're doing.
It's been working though.
Well, and
That's the
in all the
model.
sports,
That's
I
the
mean,
business
think about
model.
it, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's really stepping up to say we need
Even
to
in MMA,
stop it.
Look
right?
at the guys we love, like the Chris Liebens. Yes, thank you. My brain's fucked up right now.
See,
I was gonna say
maybe you've
Chris-
been repetitively brain
I probably
damaged.
have. You know, like those guys like that, like the Vanderlei Silvas. You know,
Yeah.
guys who've been through wars. The Nogueiras, right?
Oh,
Dude,
God.
what is going to happen in 10 years to those guys?
Same thing.
Yeah, it's got to, right?
That's
You know, some would say Vanderlei's already fucked up. Look at all the crazy shit he's putting on the web, and he's been kind of quiet, right?
Yes.
He's already lost his shit a long time ago. It's over. It's gone. But
it's awesome, though.
It is awesome. But that's the thing. It's like I think that's the thing. Like if they were computer programmers with traumatic head injury,
Yeah.
they'd probably be like, all right, I'm done. But no, there's this whole like fame and glory and I'm the baddest and everyone loves me, right? I can't stop doing this. So
Yeah, I mean, I get it from that standpoint, but it almost goes back to like the weight cutting thing, as someone else needs to step in because the fighters or the players aren't going to do it on their own.
Not
Someone
gonna
else, and I don't even know if it's a third party, but someone has to look out for these people, and nobody is.
no, of course not. Sad.
It is.
So hopefully we won't have any serious shit in the next 5-10 years, but I have a feeling the Gary Goodridge thing is only like breaking.
Well, that's the other thing. He said where he's at right now, and it's kind of fucked up, he's only going to get worse. He's never going to get better.
No.
Like, man, you're already like, if you
And
were
there's nothing
here
they
and
can
you're
do for
down
him?
here.
Like, could he get on like some sort of hormone therapy?
Well, he's taking medications to, he said to the interviewer, to not like attack her. Like, oh my God. She's like, did you take yours right now or today? Yeah. Okay, I feel safe. And she takes 3 steps back. Like, fuck, man.
He just feels like attacking people randomly?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy.
Well, I mean, if your noodle's scrambled and you've been a fighter, it comes
Fight.
normal, right?
I guess.
Fuck. I don't know. It's depressing. Let's move along.
Please. I got nothing else.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, Cro Cop officially passed his USADA drug test, but he's still suspended because he said he did drugs or performance-enhancing drugs. He said he did HGH. What do you make of this? Is this, I don't even know, man.
I think the lesson is never admit anything.
Yeah.
Right? It's like Eddie Murphy, was it Raw or something?
Yeah.
Where he's like, I'm in the house like fucking my girlfriend, and my wife comes in and like she goes crazy, and like you get dressed and you walk around and you're standing there with your dick all hard and you're like, baby, that wasn't me. Like, you know? I don't know who that was. That was not me. So I mean, never admit anything. I mean, seriously?
Right, because what if he didn't? Not that he's going to be fighting that much longer, but...
Yeah. Nah, it's all good.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Testing, schmesting. Last thing. We got that Dominick Cruz and TJ Dillashaw fight coming up.
Yes.
And I think Anik said on his podcast that they had an interview where they're both like talking shit to each other, and Anik's in the middle kind of moderating this, that they had to edit it down so much because Dillashaw was swearing so much because he couldn't handle the trash talking from fucking Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my God, he is so in his head. Cruz is so going to win that fight.
He should. Can he stay healthy? That's the question.
Well, I thought he might break his hip on the way to the octagon. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Fragile.
Because
Mr. Glass.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's happening in a week from today. So, we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. Is that Sunday? Next Sunday?
Or a week from yesterday. I'm always like a day
Next
behind.
Saturday. Okay.
I think it's Saturday.
Gotcha.
I got that.
Oh, no. Do we need to take a timeout?
No.
Are you sure?
Fuck it.
We could.
No, we're all good.
Pause everything.
Don't worry.
Man down. But
I'm just throwing shit over
half
here
a
now.
man down. See?
It all worked out.
That's what happens.
That's
that
what
brings me
makes-
back to the old days, tw
Usually it was you, though.
Like,
You were
oh,
spilling
fuck,
everything.
I spilled everything.
I'm trying to get my
He's
coffee.
like, don't worry about it. Take
I
this
got
towel.
mouses,
You know, I always take the
Miesas.
towel every time. I'm like, wait a minute. I just thought about this. They're like, where's this towel from? Why is there a random towel
I
down
have
here?
towels because I knew you'd spill.
And socks. He's got like random.
Beating off
It's perfect.
at a semi-medium pace.
There you go.
All right, moving right along.
So shall we?
The fucking 2015 MMA Awards! I need, like, do you not hear said epic music? Like, what was that Disturbed song you were just playing?
I don't know.
The
Sound of Silence?
Yeah.
Da-da-da. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh, yeah. Simon Garfunkel.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. It always reminds me of old school when Will Ferrell goes into the pool.
Yes. I love you, Blue. You're
my boy, Blue! You're my boy!
Yeah. It's all good. Okay, so you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead. What are we going to start
All right, we'll start with Fighter of the Year for this 2015 year.
Sweet.
I'll name you the list.
All right.
And we'll discuss.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
We have
I'll continue drinking.
Conor McGregor, Holly Holm, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Rafael dos Anjos, and Luke Rockhold. What say you, sir?
Well,
who's your pick?
I have it narrowed down to two because it's got to be Conor McGregor or Holly Holm. But then I'm also looking at it from the aspect of who did more for the sport. I think it's Conor McGregor.
Okay.
I mean, he's brought a whole new rash of fans from Ireland coming over here, the most rowdy, or the rowdiest fans around. I'm going with Conor McGregor.
Dude, okay. Yeah, for me it was actually a toss-up between McGregor and Luke Rockhold. But then I went back and looked at Rockhold's record, and I was like, oh, he only fought like once or twice this year. And McGregor fought 3 times, and he's been very active.
And he killed Jose Aldo in 13 seconds.
He did. I mean, he did
by KO, not TKO, with the wrong Reebok shirt.
That's right.
Yet again.
Yep. So I have to agree with you, sir. I think Conor McGregor overall has embodied the Fighter of the Year with everything he's done for the sport, both on and off. On
and off the field.
Yeah. In and out of the octagon. Yes. So, I mean, with his trash talking and everything else that goes along with it and the fan base he brings, and he's doing press conferences by himself. Like,
he is the press conference in his semi-purple suit or whatever he's wearing.
Yes. So, I would have to agree with you. Conor McGregor, 2015, Fighter of the Year. Yes, sir.
All right, submission of the year. It's down to 3 candidates.
Perfect.
You have Ronda Rousey's armbar over Kat Zingano at UFC 184. Fabricio Verdum's guillotine over Cain Velasquez at UFC 188. Or McGreary's inverted triangle on Tito Ortiz at some Bellator.
Yes.
What's that? You?
What's Bellator?
I don't know.
I kid.
Spike MMA's.
I'm going to have to go ahead and say Verdum's guillotine over Cain Velasquez. I did not expect that fight to go the way it did. And the fact that Cain had 0 cardios was quite
It wasn't
suspect.
at sea level.
No.
Sea level Cain is unbeatable.
Well, that's happening, isn't it? Or something?
Huh?
Isn't it happening soonish?
Yeah, it's at the end of February, I think.
So it's in Vegas, isn't it? Something? I don't know.
Of course.
Who the fuck knows? Matt's like, yes. I have no idea.
I'm just along for the ride. Okay?
Yes. Out of those 3, I'd say that's for sure. That caught me by surprise. I did not expect Cain to be caught in this position, and therefore it is my submission of the year. What do you say, sir?
McGeary inverted triangle over Tito Ortiz. That guy was crafty off his back.
He is.
Almost like crafty like Tito Ortiz when he threw the triangle up on Lyoto Machida in the 3rd round.
Ah, I forgot about this.
Machida was slippery, and he slipped out.
He's very elusive, Matt.
That's what they say.
Still.
Is it the Machida era?
No.
Or whatever the fuck they were
That
talking
is come
about?
and gone.
Damn it!
Sorry.
All right, go ahead.
But let's talk about KO of the year. We have Holly Holm over Ronda Rousey. Conor McGregor over Jose Aldo. We have Arlovsky over Brown. The heavyweights, I know you love those.
Yeah.
We also have Frank the Mir over Todd Duffy.
He should change his name to Frank the Tank.
That's right. Just starching Duffy. And then we have Johnson over Gustafsson, which happened so long ago. I don't even remember it. I thought that was last year.
It might as well be in my mind.
It was this year. What do you think?
Well, I'm down to 2 in this one.
Okay.
I'm Holly Holm over Ronda Rousey and Frank Mir over Todd Duffy. Mir over Duffy. It looked like he fucking shot him in the head. Like a
Yes.
sniper picked him off. And heavyweights, it's so dramatic when you get the
yes.
knockout. It's like, boom, boom,
Every time.
boom, 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 and the head keeps bouncing. But I have to go with Holly Holm over Ronda Rousey. It was so epic. That fucking head kick, and she had never undefeated, never lost. Tried to stand and bang. Did not work out for her.
No.
And I take Holly Holm.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, nice. For me, it was between the Holly Holm over Rousey and the Frank Mir over Duffy. I know McGregor was spectacular, but that fight happened so fast. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if that was planning or whatever the fuck it was. Random stroke of luck. Fucking leprechaun up his ass. I don't know. So I'm not taking anything away from McGregor, but I will say that the Holm Rousey or Frank Mir Duffy was definitely more spectacular for me. And I'm really torn. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say I like Frank Mir over Patrick Duffy. Over Todd Duffy. I like it simply for the fact that I was always a Mir fan, like kind of a closet Mir fan, because he's a little crazy, and I don't really want to be that close to the crazy. He's talking about killing people and all that. It's a little weird, but you know, I get it.
Oh, first death in the octagon.
Yeah, right.
Okay, fuckface.
I like it though. I like it. I really do. I like to see the heavyweights, and he kind of went for it. Old man versus young buck, and just the way it happened, I remember going, "Whoa, that's crazy."
Yeah, what are you doing? And he's like, "Fuck it." I just bit down on my mouthpiece and swung for the fences.
Yeah. I feel like the Holm thing was like, it was kind of like watching a train. You just kind of like, you knew that shit was going to come. You just kind of felt it. Where Mir was like out of nowhere. I thought it was more exciting, but that's just me. So they're all good.
That was KO of the year. All right, upset of the year. Here we go.
Here we go.
McGregor over Aldo. Holm over Rousey. Los Anjos over Pettis. Hall over Musasi. Or Rockhold over Weidman.
Okay, Rockhold over Weidman. That was Okay, so I have to say for the upset of the year, definitely the two that it comes down to for me is going to be Holm over Rousey and McGregor over Aldo. I kind of expected McGregor to beat Aldo.
What?
In a way, I really did.
Wow.
And I was kind of like not that super shocked that it happened. I was shocked it happened so quickly.
Yeah.
But I will say that Holly Holm just fucking making Ronda Rousey look Bush League, that was, I would say that is the most impressive and just absolutely shocking thing that happened all year for me. I mean, I remember it was like, what the fuck? And I know you called it, but it was like, even you were like, what the fuck?
I was
like,
going ape shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you didn't expect that.
Well, I did, but I didn't.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I know it's hard to say, like, you know what we're saying? Like, Matt's like, I know this will happen, but he's, you know, like on paper, and then you're like, well, it's Ronda Rousey. Like, she's unstoppable, right? But no, she's not. Not really. Not on that night. So I would say that's it for me. What do you say?
Well, from a statistical standpoint, she was such a big underdog. I forgot what it was, 20-1 or something. Huge. But I have to go with McGregor over Aldo because, well, just how quickly too.
Oh,
like 13 seconds. I mean, I think that's why I was probably most disappointed with that fight, just because it was so short.
Yeah.
I thought for sure we're going to have a fucking 5-round war. Maybe something would happen in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah.
One of the guys finished the other, but no, fuck you, 13 seconds. Build up for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And the more I thought about it, that's what pisses me off the most is when we have a title fight that ends in under a minute.
Yeah. Does that happen frequently?
It seems to happen often. Like all of Ronda Rousey's fights, bar Miesha Tate and Liz Carmouche, I think. All the other ones. She had so many under a minute. And then you had that Rafael dos Anjos, Donald Cerrone was damn near a minute, if not under. And it just feels so unsatisfying for me that one person just doesn't get off, and then you just don't know what would happen if it went longer. So, moving right along then. Comeback Fighter of the Year. Andrei Arlovsky, Damian Maia, Frank Mir, Nate Diaz. Who you taking?
Well. For me, this is between two guys. I would say it's between Maia and Arlovsky for me.
Yep.
And looking back at Meyer's record, I wanted to initially pick him and say, that's the guy. But you know what? The guy's been winning. It's not like he's coming back from nothing. He's just kind of under the radar. People don't respect. They don't respect
his authority.
That's right.
Damn it.
His top game. So I would say it's not really. I don't think he qualifies. It's weird that he's on this list, but I can see why he's on this list.
Yeah.
But I would say definitely Andrei Arlovski, even though he just lost.
I know. Got knocked out.
We're talking about
fashion.
Last year,
this
though.
Is 2015.
Yes. So next year he won't be on the list. But
Not so much.
I'd say for sure him. I mean, being able to just come back and do his shit. And I mean, that fight with Travis Brown was spectacular. I fucking loved it. I mean, that was great. So I got to vote for him. And hopefully he gets his shit together and figures out some shit. I don't know. We keep thinking he's going to stop going straight back and forth.
Yeah,
right?
it never happens. He knows one way, and it's in a straight line.
That's right.
I have to agree. Andrei Arlovski, you can't deny the man. It sucks because I wanted to see him get a title shot. It was a perfect story, and then they kept fucking him.
Yeah.
Like, here, fight this guy. Here, fight that guy. Like, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, well, Stipe is like, dude, just like running into a brick wall, right? That's a tough one for an older guy like that with no TRT. So, hey.
They should all be on it.
Yes. So, shall we move on? Let's do, what do we say? We did Fight of the Year. Here we go. One of my favorite categories. We have, I'll go backwards. Andrei Arlovski versus Travis Brown at UFC 187. We have Cormier versus Gustafsson at UFC 189. We have Jones versus Cormier all the way back at UFC 182. It was like January of last year.
Oh my God.
Okay. That was like almost seems like 10 years ago. And then last but not least, we have Lawler versus McDonald 2 at UFC 189. So
I don't even think there's a question. It's Lawler versus McDonald 2. McDonald pretty much had his face ripped off and just blood pouring out of every orifice on him. And just doesn't stop until some point his nose is just like, I haven't had enough.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I still remember that shot they showed of the doctor coming over when he's sitting in the octagon, and she goes to try to put shit on, and he's just like, you see him just like lay down. He's like, I'm done. Like, don't fucking touch me.
Yeah,
I'm
she
dying
hit his
here.
money spot. And
Like,
oh,
the pain.
Okay, I think I just jizzed my pants.
Yeah. That's a ballsy fight.
Did
And
you
Lawler
Sharpie me?
had a fucking busted up lip too. I mean,
yeah,
not just busted, but like sliced open, filleted. It's like a freaking butterflied lip. It's gross.
It was sketchy.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
That was just a total war.
And still, I think about that now, and I go, dude, if that shit went to the cards, I don't know if it would have gone the same way. I think McDonald could have won that fucking thing.
Well, that's why welterweight's awesome, because it's so close now, right? Every single fight, anybody can win, I think.
Absolutely. Unless GSP comes back, he's going to run the table.
Yeah, he's going to run a train on the welterweight division.
Yes.
Round of the year.
Round of the year?
Yes. Let's see. We have a big choice here. Arlovski versus Brown at UFC 187?
Yes.
Or Brown versus Arlovski at UFC 187?
I think my vote goes for UFC 187, Brown versus Arlovski.
See? I'm going to go the other way and go UFC 187, Arlovski versus Brown.
Perfect.
Moving right along. See how we do this?
All right.
Fast and furious.
This is your. I'm glad I'm asking you this because you put this in here. So biggest. Wait, are we renaming this?
Not yet. It can't be renamed yet.
Biggest fuck up of the year.
Yes.
All right, here we go. I'll go backwards for you.
Thank you.
I'll save the best for last. All right. We have Mayhem Miller on HBO Real Sports, just fucking losing his shit, acting all crazy, smoking weed. He's making the guy all nervous. He kept the guy.
Kick all your asses.
It was like a 12-hour interview or something crazy, right? He wouldn't let the guy leave.
I don't feel safe.
Yeah, exactly. John Jones's hit and run debacle with the pregnant woman and the weed and all this shit. Face the Pain remix. Terrible.
Face the Pain.
Nick Diaz's 5-year suspension for testing positive for weed. Not technically, though, because it was like this middle test, not the first and last.
Right.
So out of 3 tests, only 1 was positive, so it seems like he shouldn't have, whatever. And there was a, you made a note here. It says gets over 100,000 on the White House petition to do some shit about it. So, and then last but not least, it is Matt just writes Reebok.
It's not even close. It's not even close in my book. It's so Reebok. They've just ruined the entire sport of UFC. That's right. It's UFC as the sport. It's not even MMA anymore.
Yes.
I mean, from the fucking press conference with all the misspelled words and T-shirts with all the misspelled names and nicknames and this and that, and then every week another fuck up from them, and then the fighter pay. I mean, you go down the board. I don't know any other way that Reebok isn't the biggest fuck up of 2015.
I agree with you.
See?
Hard to say.
Hence,
I mean, I would say the Nick Diaz thing is a close second, but which I use your favorite, which is highly egregious sentence that was passed down, but definitely Reebok in the grand scheme of things has fucked it up so bad that I think we have both agreed that from now on out, starting next year, we will now make a new award, and we will call it the Reebok Lifetime Achievement Award for the biggest fuck up of the year. And we said this like multiple times because I went back and looked at our previous preview shows to kind of get some ideas this last week. We keep saying we're going to start a list and keep track throughout the year, but we never do it. We never ever do it.
What's the list of? Which one?
We always say, I think I've said it multiple times, and you've even said it, like, we'll keep track, we'll like make the fighter of the year and all this, and we'll kind of pencil it in as the year goes on. It never happens. Inevitably, like the second week, you're like, oh, we should do a award show. I'm like, fuck, I have no clue what just happened in the last year. Let me take some notes.
Yeah.
So, but that one's got to stick, hopefully. Biggest fuck up. I'm sure there will be more.
So. Oh, yeah. It's UFC, MMA. It's mostly UFC.
Anything can happen, right?
All right. Quote of the year. We've got Daniel Cormier, John Jones, get your shit together. I'm waiting. Ali Aquinta, are you guys booing me? I fucking fought my ass off. Fuck you. Ronda Rousey, don't cry. Conor McGregor, break out the red panties. And then I'm adding another one. Dana White, he was never my friend.
Oh, he's
in regards to firing Stitch Duran for his Reebok comments.
That's right.
And that seems to be like the constant thing on any of these forums. Whenever somebody says something, he was never my friend.
Oh, I love it. I love the underground too. They're brutal, man. When somebody says shit, that's like this shit comes out. On the underground, it's like another thing. Like someone makes a serious thread, and there's all these spin-off threads, or like fucking with the guy original. Anyways, but I will say that it's a tough one because I really like the Ali Quinta just going full postal on people because I think it's just kind of funny.
Well, it's like that whole camp, right?
Yeah, they're just crazy.
They're like a bunch of meatheads.
Fuck you fucking idiot. Fucking cocksucker.
You get on Team Weidman. What?
Yeah, I love it. But I always have to say that the red panty night, I think, has to take the cake for me. It's perfect.
That's pretty good. Someone put out a cool poster, a fan-made poster, where it's like a chick in red panties, and you have like a tattoo of Dos Anjos and Conor McGregor on her back as the poster for UFC, whatever it is, 197.
I like it.
Like that makes a lot of sense. They should totally do that.
Hell yeah. It's hell of marketing if you're going to do that shit.
I'm going with Dana White. He was never my friend.
You like that one?
I do.
Okay.
This is perfect for everything. Anything. Reebok was never my friend.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Do we even want to do the next one?
Well, I was going to skip to the one that's not on the list.
Okay, go ahead.
I call it the Virgin on Prom Night Award or something. And this is basically the event that was most anticipated in 2015, the biggest hype prior to the shit actually happening. So I'll break it down for you. I'll go in order. Yeah. We have UFC 182, all the way back, Jones versus Cormier, okay? Which had almost a million, it has like 800,000 pay-per-view buys. You have UFC 189, Mendes versus McGregor, 800K
well, that one
plus.
Was supposed to be Aldo McGregor, okay.
And you have Rousey versus Holm, UFC 193, 1.1 mil buys. You have McGregor versus Aldo, 194. And then I forgot about the Rousey versus Kohara, which apparently did almost 1 million pay-per-view buys, which is crazy.
So is it hype or what delivered? Because then the buys don't matter.
I'm more like thinking, what had the largest hype going into the event? Was it Jones Cormier, Rousey versus Holm, Mendes McGregor, McGregor versus Aldo, or Rousey
It was
versus
McGregor
Kohara.
versus Aldo
so?
until he pulled out. Because remember how much they spent on the advertising?
Oh, it's
It was
crazy.
like millions. They
Yes.
did that crazy thing with them in the streets of Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
And then McGregor or Aldo pulled out, and then they're having a shit fit. Oh my God, he broke a rib. He's totally fine. He's lying. He's on what was it, the Conan O'Brien show, saying that he pulled out because he had an injured rib. Fucking liars. He never had an injured rib, or he did. They were lying.
Nobody knows.
It's all smoking beers. So I'm going with McGregor versus Aldo. Yeah. That turned into McGregor versus Mendez.
Yes, I agree with you. I think overall that fight before that whole bullshit happened was definitely the most hyped all summer long. That's what we were hearing about. And then unfortunately, just like the Jones Cormier thing when they had the whole tussle, you know,
at the
that
press
got
conference.
delayed. It's like they missed the opportunity. Like it could have been so much bigger, but it just wasn't. And yeah,
that happens a lot.
It does.
It's like you have the heat, and then something happens.
Yep. So fickle.
There was Rampage versus Rashad. They had the heat on the show, and then Rampage goes, "Oh, you know what? I got to film the A-Team movie. I'm gonna be Mr. T. Yay, Baracus.
Busy.
Badass motherfucker.
Got to do my Red Bull high chase Rampage thing.
Right. Totally gets away. Doesn't kill a baby or something.
No.
So as we wrap this up, we're already into 2016. What do you think is going to be the biggest story of this year? I mean, in previous years, it's been performance-enhancing drugs.
I think it's fighter pay. I think there's been a lot of talks of like this and that, and this guy's getting paid that, and Sage Northcutt's making this, and
40 and 40 and a second fight.
And it's like now with the whole finding thing, like of Reebok and everybody like with the whole gear. I think fighter pay is the big story in 2016. It maybe they'll reveal more about what guys are actually making at the end of the day. Like I don't give a shit about event by event. I want to know like the top tier guys, middle range and low range guys, what do they make in a year? Like that's what I'm wondering. Like can a guy who's coming into UFC, can he make 80, 90, 100,000 like to fight 3-4 times a year? Can he do that? I don't know. Is that money he's making? The top guys are making millions, which you would expect, right? And the middle guys are making somewhere in between that. I think that seems reasonable. But I have a feeling it's much less. I have a feeling it's way less. Like ridiculously less. So
I think you may be right, and I'm going to go a little different and say with the weight cutting. You know, ONE FC did their whole thing and made everybody move up a weight class, and all their stipulations of you can't dehydrate yourself for weigh-in. So hopefully some of the athletic commissions will do more with this, and California State, looking specifically at them because they were the ones who were trying to get everything going. So I'm going to say weight cutting.
Okay.
We're going to move right along.
I think you might be right. I mean, that's a big one. That's for sure. I wonder, too, like, is the McGregor moving up to fight Dos Anjos thing like a kind of like a preemptive, I'm not going to fight at 145 anymore? If I can get that belt, I'm done?
Probably.
Is that what's happening? It's like, if I can get that next belt,
see him going back down. If you go up and you're successful, why go back down?
Vacate the title.
The cut is got to be just brutal. Look how dead he looks at the weigh-ins.
Crazy.
All these guys just need to stop. Everyone move up a fucking weight class. And that may not even solve all the problems. Some of those fuckers need to move up too. Two. Ask the Nuts. Eighth Wall on Twitter asks, if you could give any three fighters $100,000 each to help their career/training expenses, who would it be?
Any three fighters?
Powerball is going to be $1.3 billion.
I could do that, right? If you win? Fuck. Are you going to play?
Probably not.
Come on, man. Throw like a buck or two at that. I think it's $2 minimum. Because what if you hit it?
It's just no good's gonna come from that.
600 million was it?
Yeah, no good's gonna come.
1.3 billion. You're gonna make like six. Imagine you got a check for like $700 million. You are right now how you are, and then 3 days from now you're fucking $700 million.
I don't
richer.
want that.
That's crazy.
I don't want that.
That's so crazy.
You're gonna lose all your friends, all your family.
I'd seriously be
people
scared.
are gonna like kidnap your children.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about getting kidnapped.
Okay.
I'm afraid of what I might do with that kind of money. Just like I might just like go off the reservation. Like, what's to stop you from just totally going like degenerate? I'm
all for you winning all the money. That's fine. I'll hang out with you.
Okay.
We'll still be friends.
Okay, great. Well, if I win, I mean, it's like I'm writing a check. Like, how much do you want?
Just
You know,
a little,
do
not a
700
whole
million.
bunch.
We want 10 million bucks, Matt? Sure.
Sure.
Here you go. I don't know. Do whatever you want with it. Have a nice day, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the question?
If you could give 3 fighters $100,000 each for their career / training expenses, who would it be?
Shit.
I'll go if you want.
Please.
Mark Hunt, step 1.
Okay.
We'll see him get paid and be successful. Chris Cyborg, because I'm damn sure I'm going to get a piggyback ride and maybe a little bit more out of that.
If you donate 100,000, you better get more. Than
I might get a little bit more. Okay. I'm just saying. And then I would probably throw a little money at the Diaz brothers and see if it's a winner take all. See if I can make the two of them fight each other.
Ooh.
Throw $100,000 down.
I thought you didn't
fuckers.
like that movie Gladiator.
I don't. I'm so against this idea, but I thought it would be interesting because I know for sure those fuckers won't fight each other.
No.
But just to throw it at them and see what the response would be. Fuck you, 209, bitch. We'll fuck you up. Yeah. Take your money.
I like it.
I'd probably just give them $50,000 in weed and then $50,000 to do whatever.
Dude, that's a lot
Fuck
of weed.
it. Who cares?
That's crazy.
They'd probably smoke that in a weekend.
Probably. I got no comment. I can't answer this question.
All right, moving
My
right
brain's
on.
not working.
Brandon Mason. Who do you think has a better chance of getting their belt back? John Jones or Cain Velasquez?
John Jones.
100%. I'm going to say that the rest of the show. 100% agree. It's like all the other parrots. Aaron Dowd. Who do you think has a better chance of reclaiming the belt? GSP or Anderson Silva?
No.
Come on!
No.
Dick hard or take you down and dry hump
it's not going to happen. No chance.
GSP.
Nope.
A writer, Tommy Hackett asks, what was the most fun you had watching a fight last year? Not necessarily the best fight.
It's weird because it becomes all like a melting pot of whateverness. Sometimes, you know, my favorite parts of watching fighting is like people, when we come over here and we got a good conversation going, and then we're like, oh yeah, there's fights on. And it just kind of like becomes like the discussion becomes the focus rather than the fighting. I know that's bad to say that because we got a whole podcast about fighting and all this shit. But I mean, what event was that? I don't remember. It was like, I want to say it was in the summer, maybe. Was that
Which one?
Maybe it was, I don't know, where we had like, everyone was over here, like Pete, Marilyn, Keith was over here. We just talking craziness, and I think Pete was talking about killing people or something weird. So it was a strange
about guns
and whatever. I mean, yeah, I feel like that's part of the UFC experience. Isn't just like watching the fights. It's what happens around all that, you know?
Yeah, because what happens if it's a boring ass fight? We're not even watching the fight. No. We're just like shooting the shit about whatever.
Talking about anything.
Yes.
Football, boxing, fucking cooking. I don't know. You know, whoever was on Conan O'Brien that day or whatever. What's in the news? You know. Well, it was that. I think that was the same time where like he was talking about him and going gun shopping with his Muslim friend.
Yeah.
And it had me cracking up. Like just the whole. It's just all crazy. You know, just in general. So which event was that? I have no clue.
I have no idea, but it's just. Everything blends together, like you're saying. So.
Plus, we're fucking alcoholics over here.
What?
So it's like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
What? I'm not spilling drinks.
No.
And follow-up question, what was your favorite podcast? And I'll answer that from two aspects. One, from like when we're doing a podcast, I like when we fuck up shit and we're just laughing our asses off. And that happens a lot because I can't speak. I might have CTE. I might be working on it.
Maybe
Who knows? I've taken a couple blows to the head.
Literally.
And then on like podcasts I listen to, I like the Tim Ferriss and who was it? Robert Rodriguez, the film director. Yep. I enjoyed that one because I liked that guy's outlook on life. The Tim Ferriss, the Kevin Costner one, I think was really good to listen to. And I don't know if there were any other ones. The Jamie Foxx one he did was fucking weird. Jamie Foxx is weird as shit.
Oh yeah. Eccentric.
Yeah, you could say that, and then some.
Definitely.
How about you for other ones?
Yeah, I would agree with from you know, again, the question's weird, kind of like not sure what he's actually asking, but if you're wondering like my favorite podcast, it definitely is when we are just kind of like fucking around. You know, just kind of I like when the conversation goes wherever, and then we come back, and it's like goes wherever.
Well, sometimes we get so lost, so we don't know where.
Like, where are we? I have no clue.
We're better now.
Yes, we're a little better. You know, we used to be way worse. Like the tangents.
Well, I think that was probably the alcohol. The tangent went all the way over there, but how did I get back?
Bring us back, yeah. So there's that, and I find myself, you know, I went from early podcasting, listening to a lot of Joe Rogan, kind of getting away from that a little bit. Sometimes I'll listen to him still, depending on the guest. But I'm more of a fan of Tim Ferriss. I really enjoy some of the guests that he's had. I would definitely say Kevin Costner was a good episode. But really, for me, the thing that I'm really into right now is Serial. I don't know if you've listened to it. So the second season of Serial,
like breakfast,
it's a podcast.
or
Serial,
like
a serial killer. So Serial is a podcast. It's actually from Chicago. It's produced by people who do for like NPR and This American Life and all that. So the premise is like they follow one story for the entire season, which I think is like usually 10 episodes. Really good. So the first season was good. It came out earlier in the year, and then now they're on the new one where like it's a current news story. Some guy that got captured over in the Middle East, and like, you know, he like abandoned his post, and then he got captured for like 6 years or some crazy shit. And it's all about that. I'm big into that. I like the whole contrast of like, you know, hearing things about things that I don't know much about. So that's kind of, you know, what draws me to it. It's really good. I'm sure it's huge. People, if you look on like iTunes, it's always at the top right now because it's going on every Thursday. It comes out. So, and then we're like number 2, of course, every time.
Of course,
every time.
We're right there.
Yeah.
Justin Dr. Brown Carter asks, "What is the biggest mismatch you guys would pay to see, like Robbie versus Rockhold, or some off the wall shit like that?"
Does it have to be same weight class?
Fucking whatever. Junior Dos Santos versus Mighty Mouse.
Like, nice. I like Ronda Rousey versus like
Alistar Overeem.
Travis Brown.
Oh, I like that. A battle of the sexes.
Yeah, that's right. And boyfriend, girlfriend.
Winner takes a Sharpie.
That's right.
The Magnum.
Perfect. The Magnum.
Coming to you live. Follow up from Justin. It says, this year, which fighter do you guys want to see? And then he's got a bunch of things. Break out. Which fighter do you want to see break out?
Break out?
Yeah.
Nate Diaz.
Agree.
He's looking like he's ready.
He is. He looked awesome in his last fight. Which fighter would you like to see win a belt?
Nate Diaz.
That's a good choice. I'm going to go with Mark Hunt, man. I can't deny the guy, and I think he's got a great chance at heavyweight.
Absolutely.
With all these guys that were on something that are not on something. Who would you like to see make a comeback?
BJ Penn!
Holy shit. I'm going to go with Frank Mir.
Okay, that's a good one, too. I like it.
And who do you guys want to see get the cocaina knocked out of them? CM Punk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't ever want to see him fight in the UFC, by the way.
He probably won't.
I don't want to even watch him. He should be on a fucking prelim. Actually, he shouldn't even be in the UFC.
Yeah.
Have a fucking fight. I'm sorry.
I want to go ahead and say John Jones.
Fair enough.
Come on.
Michael Bisping. Matthew Whitehurst asks, do you guys think Cruz is one of the most overlooked fighters, as I just scrolled off here, as an all-time great? His wins over Faber, Mighty Mouse, and more.
You know,
a greatest fighter of
put
all
on
time.
20 pounds and then let's talk.
I don't think the guy is the greatest fighter of all time. He's got a style that's different. I don't like it, but I can appreciate it on some level. The guy's got 20 wins, but fucking 12 of them are by decision. And I cannot support a non-finisher as the greatest fighter of all time. Moving right along. Ryan Smith, how much of a chance do you give Tate against Holm?
You know what? I haven't really thought that deeply about that, but I would say her chances are greater than Ronda Rousey's.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
She's got more than one trick. I'm going to say 35.3% chance.
Okay.
Repeating.
0.3333333.
Leroy Jenkins. Rodrigo Machado. All right.
Oh, I thought there was actually a Leroy Jenkins. I was like, whoa, how did that happen?
No.
Okay.
Rodrigo Machado. He says, I want Matt to imagine this scenario. I'm imagining. Matt, you are walking into the octagon of the UFC with Ingo, Compredo, Mark Hunt, and Rufus Sport to the sound of AC/DC for those about to rock. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You're fighting at open weight.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, shit. When all of a sudden you see your opponents, Michael Bisping and Anderson Silva.
There's two of them?
Yeah. When all of a sudden Ingo enters into the octagon with a chair and hits Silva in the back, knocking him out.
Yes.
But Bisping punches Ingo and knocks him out, leaving only Bisping and Matt. Both of you go to the ground, but Matt secures top position and ground and pounds Bisping into oblivion. I thank you.
I like it.
Matt wins against his arch rival and becomes the #1 contender to Luke Rockhold. What are Matt's chances against Rockhold? Slim to none.
Well,
or none to slim. Approximately, what would you say the percentage is? 0.001%?
no, because I think you can do better than that. I think you're in the at least 5 to 6% chance.
Oh, I like that.
You can go balls out. I mean, you can bum rush and just start swinging.
I could punch him once, maybe.
I wonder if that approach, if you try that, would you be able to even hit him? I wonder.
Well, the bigger guys, yeah. The little guys, not at all.
Yeah.
I could probably hit him once, and he can do shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be in a world of trouble. I got about a minute of cardio, so I'm in a whirlwind of trouble for 1 minute.
That's all good.
Listen, can we do 1 minute rounds? Special match, special rules.
With 30-minute rest in between.
1 minute round. I could give me 4 minutes. 4 minutes rest.
Okay.
You can put all the fucking commercials you want out.
Perfect.
1 minute rest. I'll stand up, no ground.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to play ground with Rockhold. I'm gonna get fucked up. Stand up, I'm gonna get fucked up too, but I'd have a better chance of getting knocked out in devastating fashion.
It's funny question. I like it.
Yeah. And Katie Christensen will round it out here. Hey Nuts, off the MMA topic for a second. Have you watched Netflix Making a Murderer? And if so, what are your thoughts?
You know, I have not watched it, and I've wanted to watch it, and I was waiting for my wife to be like, let's watch it, because I was like, we got to watch it together, and then I think she's not interested, so I'm going to fucking watch it.
I'll just make this knowledge. It was right in the knowledge.
I've heard so many mixed reviews on this, and I find it odd that so much of like today's what's available to watch now becomes like mainstream talking points. It's weird. I don't recall this being the case like 5-10 years ago. Like anything that's current or going on, like if there's a show or there's a like it becomes immediately like everyone's talking about it. Have you seen it?
No.
No.
I don't have the Netflix.
I heard it was good.
That's what people are saying.
Mike was telling me about it. His wife was. I mean, they were just like, "You gotta watch this. You gotta watch this." I'm like, I don't know. I guess. Like, I don't really care. He fucking killed some people. Whatever. But he's like, no, you don't understand. Like, it's really good. Okay. And apparently, this guy might like get some restitution or something based on what's going on with this whole nonsense.
It'll all work out.
Yeah. It's similar to Serial. That's kind of what the whole thing. So I'd probably be into it, but I probably won't ever watch it.
I won't. I'm gonna piss my pants.
I feel like I'm gonna piss my pants.
I gotta be done.
You gotta be done.
We gotta shut this down. I'm sorry. This is like the old days when we used to
like,
stop and I gotta go
third
piss.
Beer,
yeah,
whatever it is, that's gonna mess
up.
All right.
3. I'm fucking
Should I
done.
just go really slow right now?
No, I'll fucking just walk off. I'll do a walk-off show.
That's been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. My name's Michael.
Thanks for playing, McGregor.
Bye-bye.